We're back at Social Taco. This is three-man front on Jocks, Pat, Landrum, Molly, Conrad, with you until 2 o'clock. Thanks for tuning us in. Thanks to everyone that has stopped by, had an extended lunch with us each and every Tuesday here at Social Taco in Homewood. You know, school's back in session. It's time to roll in a new season in style with Courtesy GMC. Right now, get up to $14,000 off all new GMC Sierra 1500s. Save $5,000 on every Yukon XL, and the all-new Acadia. Yep, the 2026 are on the lot. $10,000 off the powerful 2025 Sierra HDs, plus every new GMC comes with a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's peace of mind that lasts. You need to get by to see Drew Lally, Josh Gargas, and the fantastic team there at Courtesy GMC. They're going to take care of you just like they have with me. Multiple cars, family members have gone to Courtesy GMC, and I know many of our Jocks 94.5 listeners, they have done the exact same thing. You need to take advantage of Courtesy GMC. You're not going to find a better deal. Lowest price on any GMC is right there in Trussville off of I-459 exit 32. Lowest prices in the Southeast. Visit their website, courtesybirmingham.com. We are awaiting a possible statement from the University of Oklahoma and John Mateer, the starting quarterback for the Sooners, as an internet report came out last night that it had appeared that he allegedly was gambling on football. Soonerscoop.com, the On3 site for Oklahoma, they are reporting it in the last hour that he has been very forthright with Oklahoma officials, saying that he has never gambled. That is a pretty strong word, never. Now, that doesn't mean that you didn't bet on football, but to say you have
never gambled,
that is a very strong word to use.
And people have figured out that where he went to high school in Texas, is apparently about 20 or 30 minutes away from a quite large casino. So obviously, like you said, some people may be taking issue with the "I've never done that" comment. Maybe don't be so definitive.
Well, never gamble, what, formally?
I mean, I would have to say that everybody in this Taco Terrace right now has gambled.
Yes. If you've participated in an office football pool,
you have gambled.
A bracket, you've gambled.
Even Molly has gambled.
If you have bought a raffle ticket, you have gambled.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Some people say having a 401k, you gamble.
That's
every single day.
Not that he's under oath and he's sitting on a stand, but I probably wouldn't have said
the word never
gamble. So now somebody is going to make it their mission to go and prove that you have gambled at some point.
Yeah, and that's the problem. So we'll see what happens as Oklahoma and John Mateer will be releasing a statement. And Molly, we were doing a little work a little bit earlier in regards to this so-called reporter that came out with this story last night, and it appears that, what was his name again?
Brian Aguada.
Does he have a podcast?
Well,
was he at SEC Media Days?
The photo is of Zach Ashton Reese.
He was a hockey player.
Yes. From Staten Island, New York.
He changed his identity.
He sure did.
He went to Fargo. Nobody would find him. Wood chipper.
And it's just interesting because in his bio he put the Fargo news channel or something, right? Valley News or something?
Yeah, Valley News Live from Fargo, North Dakota.
I met the weather lady from Bismarck when I was in Wisconsin. Yeah. She was nice. I don't know if she knows this guy, or does this guy actually exist?
That's the thing. I don't know if this is...
And so Molly, you said this guy is he's a hockey player or used to be a hockey player?
The picture is.
Well, the picture. I'm not saying that this account.
No. But is that the name that's attached to the account is the name of the hockey player?
No.
Right?
No.
It's not? Oh, okay.
No.
Just the photo.
No.
So imagine being that guy waking up today. What in the world?
But for those that have never used AI before, you could go in and say, AI, give me a picture of Landrum Roberts eating a corn dog while watching the Atlanta Braves.
Don't do that.
What?
But yes, you could do that.
And then AI would spit out.
They would do it.
They would go capture as many public photos.
What about
of
AI?
Landrum?
Create a photo of a barrel full of hot dogs falling on Pat Smith's face.
Okay, sure.
It would do that.
Yeah, it would go grab as many pictures of me that is readily available on Google or whatever, and that they would create an image. And so obviously this individual probably used AI to correct or to create that image that they use for AI in regards to who that individual is.
All right, fools people all the time. We're sitting across the room from one.
That's true. It's very true.
That was a real picture, at least.
Yes, the photo is real.
Yeah, the photo was. Well,
And
I
you
was
said it's
talking-
like 10 years old, right?
It's from the Northeastern Huskies hockey team.
Now,
And
who's
it's
the individual? That the real person?
Zach Aston Reese.
Okay. That's the real person that the picture is of.
Okay. Zach Aston Reese.
the one you
Not
were
the
talking about,
Aguado
Landry.
guy.
He
that
now
picture's
plays for
real
the
too.
Columbus Blue Jackets.
Okay.
That poor guy. Now,
Well, he's like going, what's going on
now
here?
the NHL launches an investigation into him.
Well, and I guess this is just like honestly a more advanced version. I'm sure y'all have seen this or heard about it before, but do you remember when, I'm sure it still happens, but people would go around and make like a fake Facebook account and they would just take pictures off of your profile and make their name and then they would start messaging people. And stuff like that used
Oh,
to happen
people
all
still
the,
do that.
Yeah, stuff like that
Yeah.
used to happen all the time. This is just a
They do it a
More
lot of
advanced
times in
version.
broken English when they type it out.
yes.
I mean, it's just like I see all these people claiming to be Landrum on TikTok, and I know he's not on TikTok. As he rolls his eyes like, maybe it is me.
Not Landrum.
It's your alter ego.
My TikTok name.
No, you're a TikTok man.
Yes.
Oh,
John Mateer's bookie.
that would be a good
That
Twitter
would be
account.
good. Yeah,
That'd be a
somebody
good
needs
Twitter
to come up
account.
with that right now.
That
It's a
would
good
be
burner.
Yeah.
So I did see during the break where apparently, I mean, obviously this has now continued after the John Mateer thing. And I don't know, it may have been a doctored up screenshot, but somebody was going through Marcel Reed's Venmo
Oh, boy.
and found where he had Venmoed somebody for a cover charge to go into a bar before he was 21 years old. And
Oh,
so, of
come
course, you
on.
had some people.
What did I say? You got to be careful with Venmo.
No, what's going to be great is when they find out that some of these other players, they have Venmoed fellow students and it says term paper. Took a test.
Took my test. Took my ACT.
But again, it all comes back to, does it really matter anymore? I'm not talking about from an ethical or a morality standpoint. Does it really matter when it comes to being eligible to play a season? Now, gambling, yes. If they were able to trace that back to John Mateer, I don't know how much it would have to be, but they could rule him ineligible. But on the flip side of that, if I'm Oklahoma and how many millions, or at least $1 million that you have invested in John Mateer in this season, and you've got a head coach and his coaching staff coaching for their lives and survival in Norman, you're probably going to fight it, and you're going to bring out your guys that you and ladies that you have on retainer.
Yeah.
To fight that battle for you.
1-800-239-WJOX, 205-834-9450. We talked about ESPN and the NFL. It still has to go through regulators in Washington, D.C., but a lot of people are excited about NFL and ESPN joining forces. NFL is going to get 10% of equity in ESPN. Meanwhile, ESPN is taking over the NFL Network and the NFL Red Zone. Scott Hansen, who is the host of the award-winning NFL Red Zone channel, he was on the Rich Eisen radio show yesterday. Take a listen to what Scott Hansen had to say about the potential of having a college football red zone.
I recognize my station in the world, or my place in the American sports fans' life, and I'm very thankful for that I spend 7 hours every Sunday in people's living rooms across the nation, across the world for that matter. I take it very, very seriously, but yeah, it's been kind of a wild ride. And as for college football red zone, which is the big one that people are talking about, if Bob Iger, Jimmy Pitaro, Burt Magnuson want to hit me up, Hey, I love college. I love college every bit as much as I love pros.
Well, there's way more games, too.
There's a lot of different dynamics. If you were to do a college football red zone, okay, first of all, ESPN doesn't have the rights to every conference.
Right.
And second of all, the kickoffs are not all synchronized. Yeah, you get a good batch kicking off at noon Eastern, but they're not all synchronized. They come at different times. The games go throughout the day. And then here's the other thing. If your favorite team is the New York Giants, fine, you know the New York Giants. You can probably still name the other 31 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. If your favorite team is the Alabama Crimson Tide, you probably know the Alabama Crimson Tide, but you can't name me 30 other quarterbacks in college football. You might be able to name the rest of the SEC maybe, or maybe some of the big opponents, but so it's not, college is not quite as accessible to the frontal lobe of the American sports fan as it is in the NFL.
There you go. College football red zone? Maybe. It could work.
Be fantastic. I like how he used Alabama as an example.
Alabama would be a good example. Auburn last year in the red zone,
Maybe not.
you're probably disappointed,
Maybe not.
right?
So do y'all watch Red Zone for the NFL? Because, and I get we're in a unique position with our jobs. Like a college football Red Zone, I probably wouldn't have a whole lot of use for that, right? Because we kind of need to watch all of the games or as much of them as possible from around the SEC at least to be able to do our show every day. But for the NFL, where you don't talk about it as much, I think Red Zone's great because you kind of get to just get all the highlights. You don't have to watch through all the minutia. But I was just curious if y'all use that for the NFL or not, because I feel like for college football, it might not be a whole lot of use for people like us.
I use it for the NFL. When I went to the Seahawks game and they had it at Safeco, they had a little tailgate area or whatever, and on the Jumbotrons inside of Safeco, they had Red Zone and had everything else. It was the easy way to keep up there with all of the activities. But why not? Why would you not use that if you have that at your disposal?
Sure. That would be very exciting if we had that. Molly.
That sound means there's breaking news here on the show. For more, let's send it to Millie Robertson, who's standing by. Millie?
Thank you, Landon. The quarterback has spoken. John Mateer just released a statement on Twitter. I quote, "The allegations that I once participated in sports gambling are false. My previous Venmo descriptions did not accurately portray the transactions in question, but were instead inside jokes between me and my friends. I have never bet on sports. I understand the seriousness of the matter, but recognize that, taken out of context, those Venmo descriptions suggest otherwise. I can assure my teammates, coaches, and officials at the NCAA that I have not engaged in any sports gambling."
There's John Mateer, the starting quarterback for the Oklahoma Sooners, releasing a statement that Molly just read. So we will see if this goes any further or if it dies on the vine based on these statements.
OU undefeated. Let's do it. Let's run it back. Just like the good old days.
But hey, no mention of the, or no apology for, hey, I'm sorry for the language that I used or anything like that.
Well, maybe he's not sorry. Maybe this is going to be his platform.
Maybe he's not sorry.
I thought that some reference would be made to the language that was in there, but I guess it was.
Well, because I agree with you. In today's society, that kind of thing is, let's be honest, people are going to view that as way worse than gambling on sports. A lot of people are, at least.
Correct.
So he's never gambled on sports.
Never.
Never ever?
Never been in an NCAA pool with his buddies.
Never.
Okay. That's bold. Very bold. I really, honestly, just like I said 2.5 hours ago, I don't think this is going to amount to anything. I think he will be the starting quarterback in week 1, and as long as he stays healthy, he'll be the quarterback to end the season. Do not think that he is going to be disciplined by the NCAA or anybody else for whatever did or did not take place according to his Venmo It's the times that we live in. More from Social Taco. We've got 45 minutes to go. We'd love to hear from you. 1-800-239-WJOX, courtesy GMC text line, 205-834-9450. We're back live at Social Taco. This is three-man front on Jocks. Molly, Landrum, Pat, Conrad with you until 2 o'clock. The breaking news just a few moments ago, John Mateer, the starting quarterback for the Oklahoma Sooners, he has denied any gambling on sports. That report yesterday on the internet in regards to what his Venmo memos had said in regards to betting on certain football games. He says that was just friends having fun.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. If I pay somebody on Venmo,
Yeah.
I'd come up with some quirky thing to say why I'm paying them. It's not the real reason I'm paying them.
Gas, groceries.
No, I don't. I go more creative. Like, here's to the Landrum Roberts Statue Fund for Homewood High School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. I go to.
The scholarship.
Yeah. The Molly Robinson I Love Nebraska Fund.
That's right. Fund my plane tickets for the fall.
Yes.
Eat more corn. Hey, how about our friends at Prize Picks? Prize Picks, you can have fun because it's the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. Prize Picks, the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off, which ones aren't. You can make your picks in less than 60 seconds. Turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. It's not just football season. We got professional baseball going on right now. The Braves back in action tonight, taking on the New York Mets. Winners of 4 or 5, the Braves that is, of their last series with the Marlins. They're on the road tonight. You got Spencer Strider on the bump. Alabama local, right, from Dothan?
Yes.
Holmes?
Yes.
Interesting note, a guy that has absolutely owned Spencer Strider in his career has been Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo. 0.5 hits, runs, and runs batted in. That is an easy. I'm going to go more on that one, and I'm going to go Drake Baldwin at 1.5 hits, runs batted in. Any combination of that above 1.5, you're a winner. So we're going to go more on both of those. You can be a winner as well. You can download the Prize Pick app today. Use promo code WJOX. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WJOX to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even have to win. Prize Picks, run your game all season long.
Braves winners of 4 of their last 5. Mets, meanwhile, going the other direction. They have lost 7 games in a row, 11 of their last 12. So Strider and Holmes tonight. I want to congratulate Laura Rutledge. She has been promoted to full-time to join Lisa Salters on Monday Night Football and, in turn, the 2027 Buck and Aikman-led Super Bowl booth. So they've already named her to the Super Bowl team. Peter Schrager, newly from the NFL Network, now on ESPN. He and Katie George are now going to be on the sidelines for ESPN's number 2 trio of Fowler, Riddick, and Orlovsky. So a little shakeup there on the sideline reporting. I saw this last night, and it's pretty interesting. Washington State and Oregon State, they have announced that they're going to play twice this year. Now, we've seen this in years past when I think it was Liberty. Didn't they play New Mexico a couple of years ago? Didn't they play twice?
Yeah. Is it New Mexico or New Mexico State?
Yeah,
They
it's one
play
of those.
twice. Yeah. Las Cruces, Albuquerque.
It was when Freeze was there at
Yeah.
Liberty. So Washington State is going to go to Oregon State on November the 1st, and then 29 days later, Oregon State will visit the Palouse and go to Washington State.
The Pac-12 is still alive.
Good measuring stick,
Isn't
I
that-
would think.
Yeah,
So if they draw, do we get a Pac-12 championship? Will they play a third time?
why not?
I think we should.
Sure. Why not? Once again, this is the final year before the brand new Pac-12 takes over.
Yeah, make them play again.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Washington State and Oregon State, they will meet first up on the 1st of November at 7:30 p.m. and then Oregon State will take on Washington State there in Pullman, Washington, and that will be on the 29th of November.
Could they
So
not
pretty
have spread
interesting.
them out a little more?
Well, I guess based on the rest of their schedule, I guess.
Yeah, I guess not.
the way that it was set to go, I suppose. I guess that's the reason.
I guess not. I did before I forget, Pat. We had we wanted to make this a special day for you because today is actually a big anniversary for you as well in the world of sports. I know you were just congratulating Laura Rutledge on her new gig, but on this day 12 years ago, you and Paul launched the Paul Feinbaum Show on ESPN.
We did.
Day of reflection.
We did. Man, 12 years. We sure did. We had been off the air for 6 months. We had to take a 6-month sabbatical because of our contract. So we were off the air for 6 months, and we had a lot of meetings in Bristol, Connecticut, and a lot of meetings in other parts of the world. And then, yep, on this date 12 years ago, we debuted the Paul Feinbaum Show on the SEC Network, ESPN Radio. Yeah, sure did. So appreciate you bringing that up. Paul has done pretty well for himself.
I'd say.
You are
Pretty
too
well for
humble,
himself.
Pat. But yes, that was a no. Again, I know you love to share stories from the Paul Feinbaum days, and that was a very big moment. So yeah, happy 12-year anniversary. I'm sure y'all are going to have a very nice dinner this weekend to celebrate.
Well, one thing's for sure, it's a situation where we had a couple of hiccups there at the very beginning that caused us a little bit of grief that we potentially was not even going to last a week or two on the SEC Network and ESPN based on some of the things that we did on the radio. So, but we survived.
Was it
Or at
worse
least
than
he
what John
did.
Mateer put in his Venmo memo?
No, it was just being critical of a SEC
That's
student
right.
athlete.
That's right.
Yep. We had one athletics director not too happy with us and wondered why they had hired two jack wagons like me and Paul Feinbaum to come work for Disney. That player is still playing, I think, in the NFL.
You just retired?
I think I thought I saw he signed on somewhere.
Oh yeah, he's floating around.
Yeah, I think he's still playing. Yeah, we were pretty critical of his performance in his team's opener, and his athletics director was not a happy individual.
He's actually currently available.
Oh, he's a free agent.
As of two days ago, they were speculating where he was going to sign.
And if you're curious who we're referring to Jadeveon Clowney.
Thank you, Pat.
And if you remember, he was coming off that incredible, was that the Outback Bowl? Where he
against Michigan, where he knocked the dude's helmet off?
where he absolutely just made the highlight film of the world. And then he comes out the first game of the next season, and it was like watching paint dry. The malaise was pretty apparent that night. So we had some fun. Like we did every other year that we've been in existence doing the radio show, and all of a sudden people are like going, wow, you can't be critical of student athletes. Not on the SEC Network. No.
Well, that's changed, hasn't it? You guys were the pioneers. You broke the glass.
Well, he's still there. I'm not. So I can tell all.
Y'all pushed Clowney to turn his season around, and he ended up being the number one overall pick anyway. So no harm, no foul.
Well, I like to think that we, just like we stopped Rich Rodriguez from getting the Alabama job, I like to think that we absolutely gave Clowney the motivation to become the number one pick in the NFL draft.
That's right. I think motivation comes from within, but I think you guys definitely inspired him.
Yes, no question.
He was lacking motivation.
Yes, and
so he needed inspiration.
And we provided that for him.
Yep. As you have so many people over their illustrious careers.
Yes.
Phil Fulmer.
Hey, yeah, Philip Fulmer. That's another one. Yep.
Rich Rod, his wife.
Yep, Rita.
Yep.
Rita Rodriguez. Carnell Williams, not a fan of mine. That's okay. Carnell's mom, really not a fan of mine.
Mike Price's date for the evening.
Destiny.
Yep.
It's rolling, baby.
You made her famous.
Yep. Yeah. Had a few notches on the old belt.
Yeah, it's been okay.
Yeah, it's been all right.
It's been a good run.
It's been good. Earlier this morning, Auburn basketball, they announced that they're coming to Birmingham. I'm really excited about this game. This is huge. Houston, the Cougars, a Final Four team with the Auburn Tigers. They're going to be in Birmingham on November the 16th. That's a Sunday, Legacy Arena, as it's the Battleground 2K25 That is going to be the game between Houston and Auburn. So that's going to be a pretty fun weekend. That's a Sunday afternoon game in downtown Birmingham. The Tigers defeated the Cougars last year in Houston, if you remember that, at the beginning of the season, 74-69.
Just trying to see where that lines up on the football schedule.
On November 16th?
Yeah.
What games are being played on November 15th?
Yeah, so that's an Auburn off week. So that is in between Auburn Vanderbilt and Auburn Mercer.
Oh, okay.
So I would think that's a good time to have it for the Auburn folks. But if you're just a basketball fan, that place will be packed out. That'll be a tough ticket.
That will be a tough ticket indeed. When we come back from Social Taco, we'll do some Pat Ponders, the worst thing I've seen. All that straight ahead on Three Man Front. It is 1:34 here on Jocks. Appreciate everybody stopping by and seeing us here on the Taco Terrace here at Social Taco.
Well, like the great people up here on the Taco Terrace, you can join us to celebrate the kickoff to college football at the Bill Smith Buick GMC Jocks Kickoff Party. It's Thursday, August 21st at Regions Field, and the only way to go is by winning a pair of tickets. So, and also today is the last day of qualifying. So, it's your last chance to enter to win a pair of tickets for you and a guest. Text the keyword GO. That's it. Just GO and your full name to 205-834-9450. Once again, the keyword GO and your full name to 205-834-9450. Winners are drawn and notified daily. If you need more information, visit jocksfm.com.
It's brought to you every single day by Courtesy GMC. Let's do some Pat Ponders.
I wanna know what you're thinking. Tell me what's on your mind.
It's time for Pat Ponders.
Brought to you by Courtesy GMC in Trussville. Visit them online at courtesybirmingham.com. All right, question number one. The final preseason poll was released yesterday. So in your opinion, which SEC team nationally was the most underrated in the collection of all the preseason polls? Is there one team?
Underrated?
Underrated. That, in your opinion, should have been given a little bit more love than what the polls gave them.
No, if anything, I would say slightly overrated, but kind of splitting hairs there. I was thinking, well, would you consider Ole Miss? But with the questions, you have a quarterback. The only thing I would say is schedule. I didn't really have a problem with any of it. Not with the SEC teams. Now Illinois is another story.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bite the bullet. I know what the text line is going to look like after this. But I mean, legitimately, I think you could make a very strong argument that Alabama should be ranked higher than they are at number 8, because that's kind of where they've been. And all of the polls is right there, like 7 or 8. And I think when you look at, you have an Oregon team that's got a new quarterback who we've seen in college not be very good. Georgia has a new quarterback. Notre Dame has a new quarterback. And I would argue that none of them are bringing back as much around the quarterback position as Alabama is. So, yeah, I think Alabama may be a little bit underrated.
I think, though, part of that, Conrad, is none of those teams are coming off of a 9-4 season where you lost to the likes of Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. It shouldn't matter.
Very fair. No, that's
but I think that
very
there
fair.
are question marks, not necessarily about the talent level. I think there might be some question marks, uncertainty, just from a national perspective in Kalen DeBoer.
I think that's fair.
I'd probably go Clemson. I think Clemson's like my only hesitation with Penn State. I know everyone's been high on them. I can't trust Penn State. They're bound to lose at least a game or two, one that they're not supposed to lose, and they're probably going to lose to Ohio State. I just don't trust them.
All right, question number 2. Which fan base is most likely to spiral into chaos if their team underperforms again in 2025? Is it Florida, Alabama, Auburn?
It's Alabama.
Alabama.
It's, Alabama.
By a country mile.
All three fan bases will spiral, but to the degree that Alabama fans, no.
It'll be Alabama.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might go bald. Like, it would be that stressful of a season. I mean, I've already got a little bit off the top up there, and that was from last season, so I can't take another. No, it would be Alabama by a wide margin because at least the other fan bases not taking a shot at them. But you're kind of used to that, right? Whereas Alabama, I mean, you would be at a depth that fan base has not been in since 2006. It would be
All
bad.
right.
It would be really bad.
Okay. Unanimous. Alabama it is. Question number 3. Should the Tampa Bay Bucks follow New England's lead and erect a statue for Tom Brady?
But a better one? Yeah.
It looked a little
For
stiff,
sure.
didn't it?
Have Brady holding Lombardi trophy, but set in a boat where he's throwing
Where
the
he's
pass
throwing
to Gronk.
it, yeah.
And then have Gronk just across the way, a statue, holding beer, arm extended.
They need to do a Tequila Tom statue where he has to be walked out, you know,
That's a
Yeah.
good
because
one.
he was super drunk.
That's a
Yep.
good one.
I'd pick that. Give
Yeah.
me Tequila Tom.
They absolutely should build a statue, though. No doubt about it. He's the greatest player of all time, and he won you a Super Bowl in one of his 3 years that he was on your or part of your organization. Yeah.
So what did you guys think of that statue? Did you like it?
I didn't think it was great,
This is better than Ronaldo.
but
That is, yeah.
it's better than Ronaldo.
That thing is huge. It's like Colossus.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
And maybe that's supposed to. I mean, it's not like it.
Hey,
I
we're
don't
sorry
know what
about the
I'm
way that
expect-
things ended, Tom. So we made your statue way bigger.
Yeah. What'd you think about the face? I know it's tough when you're doing a statue, but
I don't know. It's just
Not handsome enough? Is that what you're saying, Landrum?
I didn't read enough to see like what
Not
year
for
did
my
they
taste.
take that from? Because his hair looks totally different the last 4 or 5 years.
I was trying to remember who I thought he looked like, the statue looked like in the face. Let me look at it again. I don't know. Looks like somebody that I know, but nobody that comes to mind. That is a really big statue.
Next question. On this date back in 1994, the Fox Television Network aired its first ever NFL game. It was San Francisco versus Denver, a preseason game. Which is your favorite network to consume an NFL game?
Just
NFL?
something about NBC.
See, I was going to say NBC Sunday night.
Yeah, it's just, and it's maybe it's because of the time slot that they get, but it just feels like the most. I don't know. Like if I was to show somebody an NFL broadcast, it would be an NBC broadcast.
Yeah. I'd pick NBC.
NBC, and then after that, I go Fox.
Okay. All right, final question from Social Taco, and it's brought to you by BB. What is a basic skill that still shocks you when adults don't know how to do it, and changing a tire it's not an acceptable answer?
Yes,
I have
thank you,
one.
Pat.
This is more towards like my generation, us like newer adults, writing a check,
What?
like filling out a check.
That's a
You'd
really
be
good answer.
You'd be surprised of how many people my age don't know how to do that.
Golly, are we calling that a skill?
They don't teach that anymore.
This
Do
is
they
what's wrong
need
with
to,
America.
Do they need to teach how to write a
Right.
check?
A lot of people don't. I mean, I know how. I had to for
Pay
my
to
last
the order
job.
of, amount, date, memo line, signature.
Did you
It's
have to
really
take
not
like
that
home
hard.
ec in high school to learn how to write a check?
Goodness
Okay,
gracious.
example 1,000 of me being too honest. When I first moved out of college and got my first apartment in Birmingham, and I had to go open an account at Alabama Power for our electricity, I had to write a check to open the account.
And you didn't know how to do it,
And
did
I
you?
didn't know how to do it, and so I tried to do it without asking, and I did it incorrectly.
I told you.
And it was the last check in my checkbook, so I had to go and order a new checkbook, wait a couple of days, and then go back and open up my Alabama Power account.
That, or like when you're actually mailing in a letter, how to fill out the envelope. You would be so surprised, you guys. I'm serious.
I don't know if this counts, but changing out wiper blades
I
on a
can't do
car.
that.
I think everybody should be able to do that.
Okay, so I'm just recapping.
I can fill out a check.
I'm not making fun. I'm just making sure that I heard this properly. Conrad said filling out a check, and you was mailing a letter.
Well, my first answer was filling out a check, but
like
I would also put that up there.
filling
as well.
out a letter, like
Yes.
where it's going, return address,
Correct.
all that stuff.
Yes.
I was just sharing an
windshield
embarrassing
wiper
story about
blades.
myself.
Okay, I got you.
I was just making sure I was comparing that skill to two other things
Yeah.
that
BB, did you have something in mind when you wrote that?
BB is now
Okay.
mouthing words to
That's a
Pat.
good one. That's a good one. Yeah, because I was I was at a drive-through with my wife, and what I did, BB, is by the way, if you did not hear what BB said when she wrote that question, she was thinking of like someone giving her change somewhere, and they don't know how to actually.
That's
count,
a good one.
To count.
Talked to a guy who has concession stands, and he said the young people that they have to get to work and they donate their hours. Had a young person in high school ask him last year
Oh no.
if it was a nickel or a quarter.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
What I told my wife is we were at a drive-through, and it was like 13.10. And so I gave a $20 bill and a dime.
And a dime.
To try to make it easy for them, and it blew their mind. Yeah.
She cried at the register and said, I don't know how to do that, and I can't mess up my drawer because I'll lose my job.
Oh, my goodness. There you go. That's a great question.
That is a really good question.
Good question by BB as we wrapped up Pat Ponders, brought to you by Courtesy GMC in Trustful. Visit them online at courtesybirmingham.com.
We continue live from Social Taco here in Homewood in the Terrace as we continue the Tuesday edition of Three Man Front right here on Jocks.
A few more minutes left here at Social Taco. Appreciate everybody stopping by and seeing us. The Courtesy GMC text line will wrap up the show hearing from you at 205-834-9450.
Yeah, some of the text going back to Tom Brady's new statue there in New England. It's 12 feet tall because of TB12.
Okay.
That
I
makes
did
sense.
not realize that. Makes sense.
Oh, it's actually 12 feet tall? That's gigantic.
It's a very, very large statue. Length and girth. Walker says, does Molly know what Yellow Pages is?
Yes, I know what the yellow pages are.
Bobby going back to skills that adults should be able to have in their repertoire. Using a turn signal is a basic skill that baffles me on how many people on the road don't do it.
It's a good one.
Someone asking, Pat doesn't even come up with his own Pat Ponders questions. Yes, he does. We give BB BB wrote down a bunch of questions. She brings them to us, and Pat selects one.
It's like if you ever played beer pong and one of your buddies wants a celeb shot. That's basically what BB does every day on Pat Ponders.
Pizza Larry says, filling out a job application.
Yeah.
Someone asking, how did Conrad write every check but the last and not know how?
Okay, so I responded to a couple people on the text line because a bunch of people said, well, that doesn't make any sense. And I will admit that, okay, so I was like 22 when that happened. I had my same checkbook that I'd gotten when I was 16, and my mom opened a bank account for me in high school. My mom wrote all of my checks for me until that day and time. So she would use my checkbook, and she would take it out of my account and everything. I would just say, hey, write me a check for X number of dollars, and she would do that for me. And so I never learned how to do it.
I was at the Jefferson County Satellite office. Remember, you used to have to take a check in there. You don't have to anymore, thank goodness. I write like 3 a year.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, monthly, it's all online.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the one. Oh, I think I've told you about the one. The one that frustrates me is this one particular person that I have to send dues to. She's in another state every year. And I've said, hey, what about Cash App, Venmo, whatever? And she's an older lady, and she says, I don't. I'd just like everyone to send me a check. So I got to find the checkbook. Write it, stamp, mail, all that good stuff. But she'll sit on it for like 2 months
Before she
and
cashes
it drives me nuts.
Or deposits it?
Okay, see,
Drives
that's
me
what my
nuts.
old landlord would do is we would have to pay rent in checks, and he would cash like 3 months of rent at the same time
Oh.
because he wouldn't do it every month. So you always had to have like
Yeah.
double or triple the rent in your bank account at any given
Do you have to
moment.
write a check for your rent?
No, mine's
Automatically deducted?
Yeah, it's nice.
So when you go to the
Al-
cashier's check.
Alex says wearing a belt so your pants stay pulled up. Yep. I don't know if that's a skill or just decency or out of respect for your fellow human beings that don't want to see your crack. Andrew says, I know adults that can't write in cursive.
Do they teach cursive anymore? I didn't think so.
I'd never write in cursive for any. I mean,
I
I
only write in
learned it. I
cursive.
just don't use it.
It's so much quicker.
Corey, to answer your question, no. It's a homeowners association. But very clever.
I was about to say, the way you were describing having to send payments to a woman out of the state annually
Yeah.
using discrete online methods.
Yes. If you had to use an old rotary phone, could you? Yep. That's all my grandmother had. We stayed in a hotel recently where that was the hotel room phone. It was a rotary.
Really?
Yep. Made me want to use it, to be honest with you.
Did it have a long cord? That
It had a longer
like,
cord.
Like
Yep.
50 feet? Where like you could like go out in the hallway and talk?
Yes. It was actually it had the earpiece and then you talked into the, Sarah,
Isn't
give me
that-
Mountain Pilot.
Isn't that the usual like in the kitchen back when you and I were
Yeah.
young?
We got the
Because-
extra long cord.
Because then you could like literally take it in another room.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And parents wouldn't break down and buy the cordless phone. They finally did. We thought we were hot stuff. Posey says wearing real shoes daily, unlike Conrad and his Yeezy Crocs.
That's
Thank you, Posey.
Hey, I've worn tennis shoes 2 days in a row to start the week, just saying.
Michael says they actually do teach cursive writing. My son learned in K-5.
Oh.
He must go to one of them fancy schools.
We read you earlier John Mateer's statement from Oklahoma. The University of Oklahoma has just released a statement. It says that OU Athletics provides ongoing education to its student athletes, coaches, and staff on matters related to sports gambling. The department utilizes ProAbet, which is an industry-standard service offering comprehensive monitoring of sports gambling activities. OU takes any allegations of gambling seriously and works closely with the NCAA in any situation of concern. OU's athletics is unaware of any NCAA investigation and has no reason to believe there is one pending. So that is OU's response to the John Mateer situation.
Thanks for joining us today. We're right back at it tomorrow. To all of you here at Social Taco, all of you out there in Jocks Listener Land, three-man front. God is great. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.